Hey everybody, Taz from Critical Thinking Anarchist here. All right, I've got a React video. I haven't done these much. I haven't felt the need to do them much. Outside of the Dan Vask one I did a couple weeks ago. But this one is just funny. So of course, like most React videos, we're gonna watch it and then we'll go back out to it. So this was posted by on TikTok by the user here, reposted by H. Pearl Davis, reposted by Gay Republican, who I was in, who I was let known by Lady Gravemaster. So if you want to follow any of those people, good on you. If you don't, you don't. That's up to you. All that fun stuff. Um, so as always, don't harass anybody. Whatever you feel, it's not worth going after anybody for. But let's get to it. So again, we'll watch the video. It's only a minute and 33 seconds long, and then we'll kind of re-go over it here.
Ever. Under any circumstances. Ever. And I cannot stress this enough. Clean up a man's place of living. Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it if he asks. Don't do it if you feel compelled to do so because you think you're being helpful. Because you just think like, oh, this place is absolutely disgusting. Someone should clean it. Don't do it. Don't. Listen to me. Set out as you mean to go on. When you start doing these things, like cleaning, doing his laundry, making his lunches, taking on the labor for him, that's what becomes expected of you. And it makes it so much harder when you come to realize, wow, this is a lot that I'm holding by myself and doing because it's expected of me. And then you're like, hey, I would actually like to offload some of this back to you. Why would they do that? Why would they be like, oh, yeah, sure. It has benefited them greatly for you to do it for a very long time. So I beg of you, don't ever do this. Don't ever start to do it unless you plan on doing it for the duration of your relationship.
Okay, so first of all, I wish I had the Michael Scott clip loaded up and ready for here. When she does this.
Ever. Under any circumstances. Ever. And I cannot stress this enough.
Where he's like, sometimes I just start a sentence and I don't even know where I'm going, and like I don't think she knew it was like a rambling one. Like, all right, where are you going with this? Do not ever. I mean, she has it in the thing in the video. So, all right. Again, don't harass her. Don't go to her video. Anything if you're on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. I have no idea. I don't understand any of this stuff. I barely understand what I'm doing right now. I'm old. So we'll kind of get to this right now. So can't stress this enough. Blah blah. Ever clean up a man's place of living. So I'll say yes on this one. So I mean, from the way she's saying this, it sounds like this is a dating thing. Not a they're in a long-term relationship. They're not in a committed relationship of some sort. They're not married. Maybe kind of a domestic partnership, but I'll say this. I will agree with her. If you're dating someone, no, you don't do that stuff. No, that's not something you do when you're dating. Because it is kind of an odd domestic, like you don't have that type of, I mean, unless you have that type of agreement with like, again, if you're in a committed relationship, if you're in a partnership, a domestic partnership or a marriage, whatever, that's part of your shared responsibility is doing these types of things. But no, if you're dating, no, I agree. No, don't clean up a man's a place of living, because that's not your job. It's not your place of living. If you don't like it, simply tell him so. Like, hey, this place is disgusting. If he wants to, if you don't like the fact that the place is disgusting, then you've got choices to make. Whether you want to continue in that. And there have been a lot of guys who, man, when a guy has a guy space, I always had, so when I was on my own, I always had like places, like most of the house was clean. And then there were like two places that were dirty, you know, the kitchen sink, the area around the kitchen sink, and like the table next to my chair or couch or whatever it was, you know, depending on the place I was living at the time. Like those two were kind of from time to time. Otherwise, like the rest of the house was immaculate because it was just me. The other reason not to do this is because women, when you clean up a man's place, we can't find crap. My wife still does this. You know, I mean, it's the oldest. It's one of the oldest marriage jokes in the book. You know, it looks like clutter. It looks like it's, you know, nothing makes any sense. Nothing is where it should be. A guy can find a tool or some, you know, tape or duct tape or whatever. You know, you can find whatever he needs in this odd mess he has. The second you clean it up and quote unquote organize it, even though it probably is a better way to do it, and it is cleaner and everything has a place, can't find crap. No idea. No idea. All right, so we'll go on to the next thing. Mm-hmm. Don't do it. Don't do it. You ask. No guy is going to ask you to do it. It's not going to happen.
Don't do it if you feel compelled to do so.
Again, if you feel compelled to do so, you're not his mom. And unless you are in a committed relationship and unless you are in a marriage, no, I agree. Don't do it.
Because you think you're being helpful. Because you just think like, oh, this place is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, if you think the place is absolutely disgusting, that's on you.
Don't.
That's abuse. Don't hit me.
Listen to me.
She said, listen to me, and pointed at her eyes. Listen to me. Hold on. I gotta do that again. Listen to me.
Set out as you need to go on.
I don't know what that
When
means.
you start doing these things, like cleaning, doing his laundry, making his lunches.
Again, why would you do this if you're just dating? If you're just dating, no, that's stupid. This is something, that's things that you do in a domestic partnership, in a marriage or whatever else, and that's an agreed upon thing. This is not something you do when you're dating.
Taking on the labor for him, that's what becomes expected of you.
No, that is your expectations of yourself. If he has any expectations, it's because you put it upon yourself.
And it makes it so much harder when you come to realize, wow, this is a lot that I'm holding by myself.
No, you're not doing it because it's expected of you. You did it because you made a choice, and then you started expecting it of yourself.
I'm doing because it's expected of me.
That's not true.
And then you're like, hey, I would actually like to offload some of this back to you.
In other words, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. I just realized we're just dating, and I don't want to be in a long-term committed relationship anymore.
Why would they do that? Why would they be like, oh yeah, sure?
Because either they don't want to, or they wanted a mom.
It has benefited them greatly for you to do it for a very long time. So
Again, this is weird. This is like I'm breaking up with my boyfriend because I realized I was in a committed relationship and I didn't realize I was in a committed relationship.
I beg of you, don't ever do this. Don't ever start to do it unless you plan on doing it for the duration of your relationship.
Which, if you plan on doing it for the duration of your relationship, you're probably in a committed relationship. If you're not in a committed relationship, I agree. Don't do it. But what a weirdo. Yeah, that's the end of it. Okay. Yeah, that's the end of what I got. Just odd. I managed to turn this into a 10-minute video. So I'm going to get going. I got to go watch the 8th episode of X-Men, and I will be dropping that later today. You guys all, again, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Share, like, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye.